he is somebody who you all must have seen on TV and also on your mobile phone, on YouTube and lot of other platforms. I am just waiting for him to join in, so that I can reveal the big, make the big reveal today. Let me just add him here. Just give me a minute. All right. I think it's taking a little time. Meanwhile, I'll just tell you a little bit more about School of Life. So in School of Life, we believe at Indian School of Image Management that life lessons cannot be learned only in classroom. There is a lot more that people can learn from the best teacher ever, which is life itself. And that is our inspiration for School of Life. That has brought this particular show to life, where we bring in real people who come over, share their experiences, tell us about their challenges, how did they overcome their challenge, and then share their secret, their success mantra. So that's the objective of School of Life. Hi Ashwin, hi Drona, hi, how are you all doing? I'm just waiting for my guest for today to join in. I'm not able to add him here for some reason. Okay, so I think I've got him. Let's see. I think I'll be able to join now. Hi Ronak. Hey there.
Hello, hi Sona.
How are you? Good
I'm good.
evening.
How are you?
Welcome. Good,
I'm
good,
good.
good.
Can you hear me? Audio and all is fine, right?
Audio is fine. Everything is fine. We can see you clearly.
Okay,
So,
great,
yes.
great. Very
Wonderful
happy
to
to
have
be
you
on your
here.
show.
It's a
Sorry, you
pleasure
were
to
saying,
have you
please.
on our show.
Yes, thank you. Please.
So, for our audience, just a quick introduction, although you all know
Uh-huh.
who Ronak is. Can you hear me,
Okay.
Ronak?
I can, yes, I can.
Okay. So, I'm going to make a little introduction about you for our
Okay,
audience. So just give me
okay,
1 minute for our lovely audience. We have with us
cool.
Ronak Rajani. Ronak is a stand-up comedian and he's been doing this since the age of 16. He's from Mumbai and he's been doing stand-up comedy since the age of 16. Started very young. And he got videos on YouTube. You all have seen Ronak on Comic Stan on YouTube. And yes, a lot of you follow him. There are heart emojis coming in. So a lot of fans who are here. And he also has a law degree, if you guys don't know. He has a law degree. He has worked in PR and digital media agencies and has done a stint with his family real estate business. So multi-talented Ronak Rajani here with us today.
That's a very
Welcome,
kind
Ronak.
word. Thank you.
Kind word means it's multi-talented, of course, because
Matlab,
doing
just I just tried my hand at a lot of things because I wanted to. I doesn't mean it's a talent, but that's very kind of you. Thank you. Please.
but finally you found your passion, and that's what matters at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can
It's
say
something I
that.
like doing. I like doing this. Yes.
You like doing this. All right. Ronak, tell me what inspired you to take up stand-up comedy as a professional? Like, what made you do
Uh,
this?
I I've been doing comedy as you mentioned since I was really young. I was about 16. So I did not think of doing it as a profession at all. I
Mm-hmm.
just watched a lot of comedy growing up. I watched a lot of funny people on YouTube, and the Indian comedy scene was just growing, and uh,
Right.
a lot of people who were way older than me
Mm-hmm.
uh, were were actively participating in these open mics in Bandra. When no one was really doing it for money, people were just doing it because they were talented. And being a kid, you see that you feel like, oh wow, this is something that like a grown functional adult can do. Because I grew up, look, I grew up in like a conservative Sindhi house. Everyone's done a family business, so this is like a new thing, artistic expression and stuff like that. Mm,
Right.
but It just I did not decide that I want to do this as a profession. I just kept doing it, and
Right,
then one day while I was doing comedy and doing the college and internships and working here and there, comedy also started
right.
paying, and a lot of my friends were getting paid a lot. And I was like, if I do take this more seriously, I can do this perpetually. Yes,
Right.
yes.
All right. You should join your dad's business. If not, just ask him if I can. I think it's a funny comment.
Yes. Thanks, Kamya.
So that's
Ka-
interesting,
uh,
Ronak, that you got inspired by just watching, I think, comedy and comedy videos, right?
yeah, yeah.
Great, great. And tell me something, when you started out, it's not that easy. I'm pretty sure that, you saw something,
Sorry?
okay, this looks interesting. Can you hear me?
I'm sorry. Yes, I can. What did you say?
So I'm
No,
saying that
I did the stupidest thing right now. I didn't hear what you said because of Bluetooth error, but I came closer to my phone like an uncle. Okay, sorry, continue.
I, yeah, my mom does that all the time, by the way. All right. So I was saying that you made it sound pretty simple that, oh, I just saw a few people performing and just watched a few videos and just went and watched some, professional doing it and I just thought I could do it. So it sounds very easy, but I'm pretty sure that you faced a lot of challenges and it wasn't that always something which was like, okay, it's a cakewalk and I can just do it. So there must be some challenges that you must have faced, right? So did you face any?
Yes, yes, for sure. For starters, I was not very open to public speaking. So
Right.
I would choke up a lot when I started. I wouldn't know what to say. And a lot of times when you're that young, uh, you do things that young people think is funny. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Yeah.
16. I go to college. I try these dumb jokes with my 16-year-old friends, and they fucking love it. Then I go out. Then I go out and do this in a room full of people, and then all of them are staring at me, and I'm just like, why are they not getting my great 16-year-olds not had any perspective humor? So those are obviously those are obviously
Right.
challenges. But I mean, everybody's gonna have their own challenges. Creatively, I feel like if you don't have challenges, if you don't, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to keep pushing your art further.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
So how did
yeah.
you overcome your public speaking challenge? Like, how did you work on
I
it?
I just kept doing it because I had nothing else to do. I just kept
Right.
going for open mics because I would love watching the open mics. I would love to see. I would love to just watch comedy and then also be like, hey, I can do this as well. Over
Right.
time, you just develop muscle memory and skill of figuring out what works, what doesn't work, and then
Right.
you start reading up on like the process that other people abroad do
Correct.
because they
Right.
have been doing this industry for many years. Uh,
Right.
so yeah,
That's true. All right.
yeah.
I think Kunal is just
Kamra, I am ignoring that. Okay, Kamra, you. Uh,
yeah, I can read all Kunal's messages that he's putting it and comments that he's putting it. So tell us, Ronak, your journey from being on the TV show to now open mic. Tell us a little bit about that. How was it? And yeah, the whole experience. Tell the audience about it.
uh, in general, there is the show happened. I think last year. It came out last year, and it was shot the year before that. Uh,
Right.
the first season has come, and they'd asked all of us to participate. I
Right.
didn't want to participate because I thought I'll do the real artistic thing of doing it the long way.
Right.
But then I happened to see that the first season had a very good treatment. Some people's careers also took off,
Right.
and it just depends on if you do comedy well, then it will show on the show,
Right.
and if you don't, it
That's
will show on the show. So I was like, okay, this is not a gimmick show. Uh,
right.
it seems pretty straightforward. So I did apply for the second season, and then
Right.
I forgot about it because there was a lot of time editing, and OTTs have their schedules and stuff. So even though it was edited
Right.
maybe in Feb or March, it did not come out till August last year. Uh,
Right.
and also you have to keep in mind that I've been doing this for many years. So a lot of
Right.
my friends, I've seen them become really famous. No, so in general, what I meant, what I was getting at is when you, when I did the show, I realized that one good thing happened was that a lot of people started coming to watch me for me.
Right.
Uh, whereas I wasn't performing at an other friend's show, uh, figuring how to work this audience. Like a bunch of people who wanted to see me doing my antics came to watch me, which was lot more fun. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
Although that
Yes.
can spoil you as an artist because then you get too comfortable with people who like you.
That's true.
But I'm enjoying this a lot right now. So I you know what? Let my artistic integrity go away for some time.
That's nice. That's really nice. And yeah, that feeling when people come for you, it is just an amazing feeling. Like that's where you kind of get that sense of satisfaction, or maybe that confirmation that I'm on the right path and I'm doing something right, isn't it?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right. So tell me one thing. What was your first joke when you started as a stand-up comedian and on the stage? What was
Oh,
your first?
okay. So I was, dude, I was such a 16-year-old. My first routine used to be about how I grew up watching cartoons in Hindi, and then one day I watched cartoons in English, and then I realized how different the words were. That's how kiddish my fucking set was. Uh, so that was my first set. Yeah.
Yeah, but 16-year-old, I can expect that kind of joke. Means what were you expecting? Something like
Yeah.
too divine, too artistic at that
But
point in time would have been too much.
but a lot of people did relate to it though, which made me
Yes.
really happy. But it was
Yes.
a very simple. It wasn't. I didn't put. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't write too much. It was that this is what it was in Hindi. This is what in English, and this is my 2 second take on it. It wasn't like a routine like how one would write.
Right.
Like I
It
would
is
write
from
now.
like, yeah, it's from like real life inspiration, which people would have seen but never paid attention to it, and then suddenly you say it and like,
I
yeah, you're
don't know.
right.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe that time, but
So,
like so when a joke is too easy to crack, comedians have this word, and I think it's a word used amongst all artistic forms. It's that it's
yes.
lowest common denominator, it's lowest hanging fruit. It's a hack joke. So when you're 16 and you're just starting out, you're forgiven for that.
Right.
But I can't be proud of that joke today, so I have to say every time. Yeah.
It's a cute joke for 16-year-old, I would say that. All right. Ronak, tell me one
Yep.
thing. You make it sound so simple. You make people laugh. People love comedy. People love good sense of humor. How much time and effort goes in creating good, humorous content? How much time? Tell our audience that how much back end work
Uh,
goes into this.
I am not the expert of how much time goes in
Yeah.
writing a great bit, because I have some friends. I have some friends who are churning out material constantly on YouTube at a speed that I would never want to do that. Like, cause like I take like a good year and a half with my hour, and then I decide that okay, out of this hour, I want to put this bit on YouTube, and then I start writing the next one. That's also because I'm extremely self-critical.
Right.
Uh, so it's a good thing to be self-critical because then you strive for better. But I don't know how long it takes the average person. It does take me a good year and a half, till I know I'm bored of doing the same bit again, till I know I've exhausted all the angles I can take this joke in. Yeah.
Right. The comment says from Gigi that it comes to Ronak effortlessly. He just eats brownies all day.
Yeah, Gigi and I went to college together. She's a good friend of my wife, and she's just advocating her in the comments.
Okay. And yeah, that's a good diet, people are saying. So maybe a lot of effort of eating brownies also go in the back end, right?
Yeah.
Tell me, what influences you as a comedian? What is the thing that drives you as a person who's doing stand-up comedy? What is the factor that influences you the most?
Sorry, what?
Are you busy reading Kunal's messages, the comments that
Dude,
he's
Kamra.
putting?
Dude, Kamra. Kamra, stop dragging me in your fucking mess, Kamra.
He's very
Dude,
distracting.
Dude,
All
Kamra,
right, so I asked you.
Kamra's laying the baits for me to take so bad. I'm not gonna take it.
All right. So coming back to my question,
Huh.
I was asking you what influences you as a person who's doing stand-up comedy. What is the one important factor that influences you the most?
One important factor. I think right now it's just I try to focus on authenticity because our minds are very impressionable because we see a lot of stuff. Even if you're not an artist, you're just consuming a lot of stuff. So
Right.
at the end of putting everything on paper, if I look at it and I feel like this does not sound like anything else that already has been said, I think I'm working towards having a unique voice. I don't know how to figure that because you're a byproduct of everything that influences you. But
Right.
it's that's part of the process. Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice. And what is the most important thing you have learned as a stand-up comedian in your time as a stand-up comedian? What is the most important thing that you have learned?
Yeah, authenticity. Authenticity is very important because uh, This happens to my musician friends also. Like, I'll give you an example. If you're a musician who only works acoustic guitar, but then also realizes that a lot of your friends who are doing remixes are doing great. So then you
Right.
start doing remixes, but you're not a remix guy. You're an acoustic guitar guy. So you stop
Right.
doing what is authentically yours and chase something else. You're not gonna be too happy chasing this because then it's just a job. You're
That's
following what
true.
the market wants. You're not doing what you want to do. So I feel like I as a comic too, I have had many cycles trying to chase what the audience wants over the years, but now I don't do that. I just do what I want to say, which is a good way to also keep your voice individual.
That's true. That's true. I think authenticity is one of the main thing that people just admire you and in any profession. I think not just in this profession, but any profession being authentic is something that people
Yeah.
do admire, they relate with, and everyone sees through what's fake and what's authentic. So if you try to be
Yeah.
somebody else, they, I think
No,
audience and
there are people who can fake it till they make it. But that's not my thing. And
right,
because I feel like even if I'm faking it, I'm not gonna be happy doing it.
right,
So
right,
it's not if you want to fake it, I'm sure there's a way to do it. I'm sure there is a way to to pretend like you
that's
are what the market wants. There is a way to do it.
that's
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Ronak, you must have had a lot of aha moments during during your time on TV show as a stand-up comedy open mic. So, if you have to pick one moment which really stood out for you, and you said, "Yes, this is it. This is happening," or "I have arrived," or something like that, which one was that one moment?
Uh, so an aha moment. So I'm sorry, I'm confused with your question. Was the question that I had an aha moment that I realized that this is an interesting thing, or was the question that I realized that I have arrived?
Okay, tell me both now because you have asked me this. Tell me the first
No,
one and
I'm
the
confused.
second.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Uh, if an aha moment, how do can you explain to me what you mean by aha moment? What? What is
So,
it?
aha moment from what I wanted to know was that one moment that really stood out for you. It was like you were the most happiest, and you were just that you have done something, or it is now making sense, or
Well,
you want to continue doing that. So, something like
well, I mean, if since we're already talking about authenticity,
that. Yeah.
this was a big thing for me when last year
Mm-hmm.
uh, I just decided uh, to really be critical about what I say on stage,
Mm-hmm.
and not say it unless it's not authentic. And I feel like as a comic, when I have friends who are like full Hindi comics, okay, and that's a great thing for money, okay,
Right.
but that's not my forefront because I don't think in Hindi. So when I
Right.
go out and do a Hindi joke, I do like English because that's generally how I talk to my friends
Mm-hmm.
and how I think. But doing a full Hindi set is not something I can do unless that's
Right.
what I decide that okay, I will learn Hindi and I will talk like this to this market,
Yes.
so that my market reach increases. Like a lot of times the brand will also come to you and tell you that if you write
Right.
a show for us, if
Mm-hmm.
you want to come on our radio channel, if you do this
Right.
in Hindi, you'll have a far bigger reach, which is obviously true,
Mm-hmm.
considering how basic economics works in this country. But
True.
I realize that seems unauthentic to me. Like there are English comics in this country also. There's an English audience also in this country, and pretty much both those audiences do match. It's not like people who enjoy Hindi comics don't understand English.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So last year when I wholly started focusing on my own self and doing
Right.
what authentically comes to me, what happened was I had a bit of a slump in my career, but I still kept chasing because even if there were 20 people in the audience, this is before Comicstan came out, by the way. Even
Right.
if there were like 20 people in the audience, it felt like I was talking about what I want to talk finally, and people are listening to it. And in fact, last year at this time exactly, uh,
Mm-hmm.
I got to open for Aziz Ansari
Okay.
for his Mumbai tour, and
Right.
that's because he's an international comic, and he needed a comic to open for him who would
Wow.
talk in English also and have a bit of universality in his topic. So
Correct.
that is where I realized that it's not like this is going to waste. Just follow what you're doing, and things will work out. So that felt good. That was a good moment for my self-esteem.
That's awesome. That sounds really
Yeah.
awesome, actually. And very well said, Ronak, that keep doing what you want to do and things will automatically will fall in place. So that is a really important point that you just made about, being authentic and keep doing what you want to. You there,
Yeah, I
Ronak?
mean, also because right now more than ever, and also right now more than ever, there are no gatekeepers to your content. No one can deny you entry because you have YouTube, you have
Right.
TikTok, you have Instagram. You can do what you want, and
Right.
if you're good, I'm sure people will find you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, right. Very interesting, Ronak. Anything upcoming projects or anything that you are working on and we could expect it in the coming
I
days?
think you're.
So, I think I was asking you about what is coming and what all can we as an audience expect from you in the any projects that you're working on.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So obviously,
live shows are
live shows
a
are
bit of a big
a bit
question
of a big question mark now.
Right.
There are a lot of shows
There are a lot of
in Zoom
shows
that are happening.
that are happening.
I've tried
I've tried
shows
a
in
few
Zoom.
shows in Zoom.
And
Okay.
they're
And then it's boring.
uh,
Uh,
I feel
See,
like
I feel like we can do a good.
so we tried to do
So we tried to do relationship advice,
Right.
which was
which was fun because it was at the end of the day like five
So
talking
there
to
is
each other.
there is
There
feedback
is
that we give each
feedback
other.
that we're giving each other.
Correct.
Doing
Doing a
a
stand-up show obviously
is a temporary
is a
solution.
temporary solution.
Right. So So Zoom is boring. We figured that out.
Yeah. Uh, which is not to say that if any of these people want to book me for a Zoom corporate show, it's
Right.
not boring at all. No,
Right.
I'm sure there's a concept show or something that we can do on, like the panel show that we did recently, relationship advice. It worked on Zoom. It was lots of fun. Not the same
Right.
as doing it for a live audience, but that's not to say that it wasn't fun though.
Okay.
You know, there were people from all over the world. There was a guy from Canada who we got in on the conversation, and like
Wow.
it was like 1 a.m. here. It was like morning out there. We spoke to him.
Right.
That was fun. That was something that you can't really experience in a
Right.
live show. So what I'm mainly focusing on, I'm just doing a lot of writing. Hopefully, when lockdown is over, I will probably do
Yeah.
like a load of new stuff.
Right.
I'm trying to write sketches,
Mm-hmm.
fiction formats. I'm just doing a lot of writing. I'm in a good place artistically in terms of this because it's like that break that you know you always want but you never take.
Right.
Then it's
Right.
like that. I'm opening all my old notebooks and looking at jokes that I never ended up writing. So I'm doing
Right.
that right now. What you can expect is that I'm gonna try to be a little more uh, active on my YouTube. I'm trying to work
Okay.
on like a home produced format because and I'm also doing like a Zoom version of relationship advice. Those are
Wow.
two things
Okay.
I'm kind of working on right now. Yeah.
Great. So I think that's what people were saying, that looking forward to the relationship advice and more episodes on it. So that would be interesting one. And yeah, our audience can actually look forward to something like that. Is it only for singles or is it for people who are in relationship also or are
Oh,
married already?
okay. No, you gotta watch the relationship advice. It's just four comedians giving the worst advice to every sort of relationship question. It's not for single
Okay.
people specifically. It's for old people, young people. It's just people giving shitty advice. That's it. We're just
Oh God. Okay. I'm going to definitely watch this one.
yeah.
All right. I'm going to move into the rapid fire question now for you,
Okay.
Ronak.
Sure.
I'm just going to throw a few rapid fire. So brace yourself.
Yes.
And it's rapid fire, so you got to go fast, no slow. Okay. So first
And if I
question.
am slow, we blame it on the internet.
Okay. Very convenient. All right. So your first question is that if you were not a stand-up comedian, what would be your alternate profession would be?
I'd be a chef.
Chef?
Yeah.
I thought lawyer, real estate, something related to that. Chef, like this is another talent that you have. Please tell.
Why not? I would just do it. By the way, I cooked the worst food. I told my wife that day that I'm gonna make rajma, and I got sick while eating it. Like I got
Oh.
sick. Like she was fine. I got sick, and I promised not to make any more quarantine cooking ideas. But I think that if I really wanted to learn, I could learn.
People are taking it as a joke only, so I think that was a joke, right?
I mean, whatever. You say what you want. Haters gonna hate.
Great, great. All right, next question for you. Your most favorite stand-up comedian?
My most favorite,
Rapid. This is rapid fire.
Bill Burr.
Okay. All right. Please enlighten.
Bill Burr
I don't follow
is
it.
an American comic. He's pretty good. He's pretty popular also. A lot of people know him.
Okay, that's interesting. Next question. The social media platform that you are most active on?
Instagram.
Instagram. All right. And if you have to pick between YouTube and Instagram?
YouTube algorithm is getting me a lot more followers.
Okay.
So, but Instagram is my dopamine gets a lot of rush from
Ah.
this Instagram. So I might choose Instagram, but that's self-destructive.
Yeah. So you are still in between both, means from the likes and the followers point of view, YouTube, and otherwise.
Also, I'm not active on TikTok, but man, TikTok is such a great way to waste time. It is so much fun.
Yeah. You can spend hours on TikTok and you wouldn't realize that what's going on.
Yes.
All right. There is a question that did Instagram not block you? Were you blocked by Instagram?
No, there was a shadow banning issue. Uh, it's not something I want to bring up because I don't want to
Right,
fight
right.
the Insta gods anymore because I'm not
All
so
right.
shadow banned anymore. So yeah.
All right, let's move on from there. Next question for you. One thing or topic that every stand-up comedian should stop making jokes on right now. Like they should just drop that topic right now.
I don't know. No, there's nothing, man. Just as long as you have a new perspective. You know what I really enjoy? I really enjoy done to that jokes with a brand new perspective. So I don't think you should stop doing those. You should just find great
Yeah.
perspective. Yeah.
Great perspective. Yeah, that's a good one actually. And if you have to pick, any trend that was really bizarre in these days, and you were like, "What is this?" So, which trend would that be?
This trend is bizarre.
Yeah, like the most bizarre trend that you saw just now in recent days or months, maybe.
I don't know. Nothing, man. I don't think that trends are bizarre at all. Uh, I don't know. Like, can you give me an example of what you mean by this? Do you mean like an ice bucket challenge or something like that? Or do you think?
Ice Bucket was still okay. There was a good cause to it, but then there was
So you're
that
saying
Kiki
stuff like
song.
that? Sorry.
You know that Kiki song, and people were like driving and keeping their cars running and walking on the road.
I
That's
think
stupid, right?
I think no, it's not stupid. It was fine.
Not?
It was fine. It was fun to watch. There was one. That's what I'm saying. Like what you do with it, it's fun. Like there was one video that really stuck was I think someone in some Indian village took their bullock cart and did the Kiki challenge to the bullock cart, which was so funny to watch. Uh,
Actually, yeah, I saw that
yeah,
one. That was
yeah,
interesting.
that was really. No, man, I don't think trends are stupid. It depends on what you do with that trend.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like if you want me to tell you that something I think is dumb, I feel like this whole conversation about YouTube versus TikTok is really stupid. Like I don't give a shit about it. People have asked me like, hey, what is your take on this? Why the fuck would I have a take on this, dude? I don't give a shit. Nor do I
Right.
care about the YouTube guy. Nor do I care about the TikTok guy. It's just why are you
Right.
asking me? I don't. This is not. Why are you asking anybody? Why is this a matter of talk?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that is dumb.
Entertaining. Watch both the sides. Laugh, entertain. Pick your side. But
Right.
this is not. This is not. It's not politics. We don't need to discuss it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. All right. So that was just a quick rapid fire for you. If you have to just give now one advice for all the audience that who are watching right now during this lockdown, what advice would you give to the audience?
Um. During this lockdown, don't. I mean, I keep asking. Okay, this is what I keep asking myself when I'm slacking off during the lockdown because you're working from home, and you're gonna feel like watching all that free Netflix. So,
Right,
uh, you know, uh, just think about your grandchildren and when they read about the big recession after the coronavirus, and they ask you,
right,
Dadu, what did you do? You don't wanna tell them some dumb shit like I watched Money Heist, so
right,
so just be a little more productive if you can. Keep yourself in check.
right.
Thinking about your grandchildren.
All right. All right, so that was the end of all the questions that I had for you, Ronak. Just thinking about all you have done so far and all you have like achieved so far, if you have to just like complete the statement that success comes to those who do this, how would you complete that?
Uh, Look, success comes. Look, honestly, I want to say success comes to those who are authentic, but that's not true. Success comes to those who are consistent. You do what you
Right.
want and fucking hustle, get your way up.
Mm-hmm.
And as Priyansh Gulati officially said, sex.
Yes. That's his way of success. Very good. Thank you for sharing.
Look, I don't know. I don't know who success comes to. But I'm the last person you should ask. Because
Right.
I don't want somebody to go and spend the next 5 years saying, "Hey, Ronak said it on that one Insta live, and that is my life's mantra." So this is not. I'm not going to tell people what's
Right,
going to give
right.
them success.
No, very well said, Ronak, that success comes to those who are consistent. Keep doing the same thing over and over again till you actually start seeing some results. That's what gets you success. So I think that you have been doing this and you are getting success. And that's something that we all can take from today's conversation, and also maybe a little bit of inspiration, maybe laugh a little bit more, smile a little bit more. And, there is, one thing that I learned today from you is that this whole idea of, not taking a judgment on anything, just having a different perspective, which I really liked. All right, you are trying to do something on your screen, so what are you
I
trying
don't
to
know.
figure out?
I'm sorry. I don't do Instagram live, so I was wondering what this is. There is
Filter?
yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. No, I don't. Wait.
Okay, I can see a nice fruit basket also. Thank you.
Those are not fruit. Those are my dog's toys.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you so much, Rohan, Ronak, sorry, for coming for our show
Yeah.
today. And it was
Rohan.
really wonderful. Yeah, I don't know why, Rohan. Which Disney are you? Well,
Let's see this.
is
Let's
it
answer this.
that's a question
I
for
didn't
me, for audience. What is it?
Well, I don't know. What do you think I'm going to get?
Which Disney are you? Let's see. I think you are. Let's hear from audience. Which Disney Ronak is? Yeah, I called him Rohan.
Okay, I don't think this app is working. Wait. Let's try one more.
Everyone. In 2020, I will be. We didn't get the answer for the first question. Only you
It's not
started.
happening. It's just that this is staying on my face.
Yes. Ronak is Queen Rohan. Oswald.
All right.
Now, sorry, I officially renamed you Rohan today. So, yes, I think that has happened.
No worries. Do you know in Pakistan there was Rohan Gujral was also there. Have you watched the show?
Yes, I did.
Rohan Gujral had this very funny sketch that he did with Sumit Saurabh called "What a Coincidence, Bro." So,
Yes, that was epic.
so this has happened to me once at the airport. One guy came to me. He was like, "Bro, big fan. Loved you in Pakistan," and I'm just enjoying this newfound fame, and I'm like, yeah, trying to be humble. And he's like, मैं रोज अपने आप को बोलता हूँ, what a coincidence, bro. And I was like, who are you insulting? Are you insulting me or Rohan? What are you doing? What are you?
Right. Yes, that's true. So yeah, that happened again. I think what a coincidence, bro. Great. Thank you, Ronak. I was about to again say Rohan, but thank you, Ronak,
That's cool.
for being on our show, for
That's cool,
sharing
Ishita.
such.
Lots of fun, Ishita.
Yes. I don't know. Priyansh is going nuts over here. So
Okay, cool. We can wrap this up.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Sorry to keep wasting your time with the filters. I just got distracted. I had a lot of fun at your fuck.
reverse the camera.
fun.
Yes.
I had a lot of fun at your Instagram live. If you have any closing thoughts, please.
No, I think if you have to just give one piece of advice, which you have already given, that be productive and be consistent. That's a great way to actually end. And I'm sure between all these laughs, people will take something positive, and that is also positive that we laughed so much and enjoyed so much. So thank you so much for coming on our show. And yes, best comedian ever. And we also wish you success for all the things that you do in future. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, do give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to our channel Indian School of Image Management on YouTube. You can also click the bell icon and get notification for our latest videos.